All right, we're live, by the way. Oh,
No Man's Starfield. That's gonna be
No Man's Starfield.
Starfield Sky.
I mean, honestly, I think we're gonna have to go over this live because we didn't have time to review it. But this is the Xbox Showcast that just broadcasted. So,
Oh well, it just broadcast. That's why.
well, a couple hours ago.
Shut up! We're filming this right after it broadcasted.
No, I mean we pretty much are.
Yeah. They don't know. They don't fucking know.
I mean, we're live.
Who gonna look up the timeline though? Yeah.
All right. Where was I? Bloodaxe, speak for me real quick.
Yes, it is live. When I signed on this morning, I actually saw it was being broadcast. I almost watched it, but said, no, I better go and finish my druid up before they get pissed at me for not catching up.
Oh, all right.
So you're gonna have to live up to your T-shirt. Now you're gonna have to talk the most crap.
Oh,
you can't wear that and be a punk. Now we're gonna require it. So I'm expecting some trash.
All right,
talk.
shut up. Let's start.
There you go. Let's start.
Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And on Skype,
We have Bloodaxe.
all right, let's get started.
Hold on, let's just comment. If you see the bags under our eyes, Diablo 4.
Yes. Oh man, where do we start? Do we want to start straight from the Xbox Game Showcase?
No, that's too funny. That's a good upbeat because that video we just saw had me like going, "Oh my god,
All right.
That's too funny." We gotta finish big. Finish big.
All right, we'll move that to the end. Let's start with the downer news then.
Is it a downer, man? Screw Activision.
Well, I mean, dude, every time, like, I just see Microsoft's money falling out of their hands as Activision does stupider and stupider stuff.
No, this is how you negotiate the price down.
Luckily,
you know,
Blizzard's Diablo 4 has sold really well, so it's sort of balancing out, I guess.
but they're not banning.
But Call of Duty, the current Call of Duty, which is also known as the absolute worst Call of Duty,
decided to go political.
is now gone political to even just add more BS on top of the bad game.
Pop it up for them. Let them take a look.
All right, so this one comes in, and honestly, I'm gonna say I'm gonna prefix this with this is a very controversial topic. I mean, but it is big in the game scene. We have to talk about it. And that's Activision removes Nick Merckskin from Call of Duty to stop shop following certain comments. Now,
Which is already being tagged a certain way.
Now, here's the thing. This is something he tweeted about some ongoing event, and this is why we don't talk about this. We don't tweet about this stuff. We don't get involved in this stuff.
I mean, it was a brawl. He tweeted this after a literal extreme scenario
yeah.
where a fight broke out.
We talk about gaming and geek culture stuff. Now, sadly, this is stuff that pulls into, and I'll be honest, what the guy said, I don't have a huge problem with. And let me prefix. I'll tell you why. This is what he supposedly said. He said they should leave the children alone. That's the real issue. I simply feel that I want to be the one, and my wife wants to be the ones to speak with my children about stuff like that. Now, I don't see that as being anti anything.
It's not a political statement. It's about his family.
It is an opinion about how he likes to raise his children.
His kids.
And for somebody to go and punish him because of that, I think is wrong.
Because you have, and like, I'm a parent, so no, we have different opinions. Bloodaxes will probably be the most extreme, but I'm up there with them on this. And no, this is not political. You can try to twist it, but this is the truth. I believe that they're my kids. I feed them, I clothe them, I've got to raise them. And you know what? I got to deal with the fallout of their decisions. You have a right, as long as you're within the law and you're being moral, to raise your kids. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with somebody saying, I like to be the one to engage this. Because if they get loaded up with anything, whatever it may be out there, you know who's got to deal with the fallout? We do.
Well, my thing is,
we pay for the therapy.
And
we pay for the medical bills.
I always have felt this way. I mean, I used to hate it when I was a kid when, people started giving, teachers started giving their opinions on stuff. I don't want opinions when I'm at school. I didn't want them when I was in university. I didn't want, I want the facts. Give me history. Give me math. Give me, logic cases. Give me the things I need to know to form my own opinions. And that is what school's for, in my opinion. I mean,
to educate you.
Yeah, it's to educate. Now, they can go out and go, especially once people get older and they're able to form their thoughts, then you can have debates and have critical thinking. But even in that case, no one should be wrong. That's the whole concept of opinion. The whole concept of opinion is I can disagree with Q, and I do in a lot of ways. And we sit down and we discuss those, and sometimes he enlightens me on things. Sometimes I enlighten him on things, and sometimes we just agree to disagree. This should not be a political thing to have an opinion. It should be a point where people can talk, discuss, and form their own.
And speaking on the other side of that too, like I said, and let me clean it up because I was upset. The best way to say it is that you do not have a stake in someone else's family and their children like that you should try to overrule their parents. Because you're not going to, like I said, you're not going to clean up the mess.
Yeah.
You're not. You're not going to do that. I had a whole situation, I won't go fully into it, with my boys. They came to me. They had heard all kind of stuff out there. You know who they came to talk to? They came to me. I spent hours having to explain and talk to them about that because I'm the daddy. But the person out there didn't care about the repercussions of what they said. And you know what's messed up? I had to cover their butts because one of them was angry. And I had to tell them, don't bully anybody.
Yeah.
Don't judge people. So I'm up here defending the people who tried to overrule me.
Yeah. And I admit, when I see this stuff, sometimes I let my opinion slip. I've let my opinion slip on the show. We're human. We have that option. But the thing is when it all comes said and done, I don't think people should be punished
not by
corporations and stuff like that for an opinion. I don't think you should be punished by anybody for opinion. There is law. And with law, as long as you're not inciting violence, affecting somebody else, directly, that is, law allows it. If law allows it, then you shouldn't be sticking your nose in it.
Now, his streamers, if they want to quit, that's fine.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to refund this stuff, fine. You know what? What Activision should have did if they wanted to try to be fair, they could have said, if you want to refund the skins that you bought,
open it up
we
for
will
refund
you.
Yeah.
But telling people they can't buy it is you saying who's right and wrong. And how the hell can you choose who's right and wrong when he's talking about his own kids?
Yeah.
Like, you're telling him you're not raising your kids correctly. That is way out of line. And I don't care. That's not a political statement. That's out of line. You're a corporation. You know what you do? Make my damn video games and shut the fuck up.
Bloodaxe, you have kids. You have an opinion. You know.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yes, I have more kids than what we do show members. And like
we're not even sure.
4 or 5, it's up there.
I got 4.
There's one on the way. I didn't want to tell you, but like your wife's been telling me, don't let him know, but he's got another one on the way.
Yeah, well,
we're hoping for twins. I want to see you hit 6.
Screw you.
That's a
anyway. But no, I've had situations similar to Q where my kids were seeing certain things, and I had to sit down and do you understand the gravity of what the words you're using are? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, explain it to me. And they had no bloody idea what they're talking about. And I had to have, that daddy conversation about, okay, when you say these certain things, this is what you mean. And the horror and the shock in their face told me everything I needed to know, that it's my job to explain things in a way that they understand and not just say things because they're trendy, because they pick up all kinds of weird crap at school from their friends, from YouTube. And it's one of those things that it's my job to be a parent to raise my kid the best way that I know how. And I think we all, well, 95% of Americans would agree that's true. And there are some situations where parents don't have the best interest of the kids in heart, and that's why we have services for those. And I don't want to get into that, but Q can tell you all kinds of horror stories about that as well. So there is a need for some intervention.
Yes.
But when it comes to the basics of life and growing up and teaching them right from wrong, that's my job. Because in the end, when my child goes out and messes up, like you said, who's going to be cleaning up the mess? Who's going to bail them out of jail? Who's going to go to take them to the hospital and then sleep in a bed while they have surgery? I mean, it's all kinds of stuff.
So what do you think about Activision taking this action then? I mean, you think they overstepped?
Oh, absolutely, because he didn't say anything that was derogatory, offensive, aggressive. Yeah, no, I had a text message. So no, I think they way overstepped. And I think that the fallout they're getting, especially from Dr. Disrespect, who disinstalled Call of Duty Live on his show earlier this week, they're realizing, we may have actually overstepped our bounds as well. And so I'm curious to see what they will end up doing, if they'll just ignore it, or if they're actually going to apologize and put it back on the store.
I mean, I'm now firmly in that stance. Call of Duty was a game that I played way back when it was decent. I played like a Call of Duty Black, but it now goes on to my, until something changes, it's on my ban list, because like I said, this is they attacked the guy, they went and punished the guy for something that they weren't even involved in.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Because also his statement, his statement had nothing to do with the game.
Well, it's not just that, too. I mean, it also wasn't, I don't think this, the subject was even anti. I mean, this person says, this happened 4 blocks from my Overwatch League apartment. Americans are in a sad place right now. Let people love who they love and live your own life, which he did not go against. He did not say, no, you're wrong. He just said, well, I think the issue, is we shouldn't be involving children,
Okay, I'll finish on this before we jump to the next one.
Yeah, we need to move on.
I'll make it quick. But I have a circle of friends that are all LGBT. You know that. I hang out with them. We game together, man. And I talk to them about these subjects. And one of the things I warned, this is something I predicted well, as I said, you will never see people more, I'll even say the word unreasonable, than when it's about their kids. And I said, I believe there's going to be a problem with this issue based on children, because everybody's rational until it's their kids.
And now you're banned by Activision.
Who cares about that? Well, no, apparently it's pretty easy to get banned by Activision these days.
Yeah, that's coming up.
That's a little later. But just to say that, and I didn't say that to say they were wrong. I was just warning them of the conflict, because I said, look, people aren't going to even listen to reason. I mean, This is pretty tame. I've seen people freak out way worse when they think their kids are in danger. And I'm still scared that worse violence is going to break out. So I've been calling out and saying, please, we need to back up on this issue before it causes a riot.
Yeah. All right,
I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Let's move on. So further in Activision, Activision intervenes and Microsoft challenge to the UK regulators block. Now with this is Activision is basically being called in to the UK as backup for Microsoft. So as they do their repeal, Activision's going to get involved. So maybe we'll see some more traction on that soon. I think the appeal is still like a month away or so. So
I really can't wait for Microsoft to own Activision because of stuff like this. Because I believe Microsoft would have at least waited a little longer. They wouldn't have jumped up and screwed up that quick. They would have sat back and been like, let's sit this one out and we don't have to do anything. That's my opinion. I feel that Microsoft would not have made those mistakes. So I'm hoping they can get Activision.
Yeah, I don't really have as much trust in Microsoft, I think, as you, but I do have trust in other areas for Microsoft where I think this would be a good deal. But
if the game was better, this wouldn't have been as big an issue.
honestly, I mean, dude, Call of Duty hadn't been a great game from people I know that are big Call of Duty fans.
They're still playing the older ones.
Yeah, most of them say this is the worst Call of Duty ever. But anyway, so Activision has now been given permission to intervene in Microsoft's appeal at the Competition Appeal Tribunal, which is expected to be heard next month. So keep an eye on that, people.
I mean, we will.
Or we will. If you want to continue to hear more, tune in. Not a lot to say there. We will move on.
Let's just hope they can get this, because I do want them to get purchased by Microsoft for various reasons, quality and all that. But I really believe Microsoft has a better PR team than Activision. I do.
Now, as y'all know, we've been playing Diablo 4.
It's all Activision. This is up until
It is very Activision-y, yes.
No, we got another one. That ain't even all of it.
I know.
We're not done.
Oh, man. So anyway, apparently a bunch of people have been getting banned from Diablo 4. This is actually taken off of a site that is Google translated at this point because this seems to be where it first broke, and that is people getting banned for economic exchange.
Gave somebody gold.
Gave somebody some gold. So a lot of the players who got the 4-day early play, now their friends are playing and they are further ahead. So there have been people who have helped people run through dungeons, who have traded off gold and items. And this has caused them to actually get banned, because this is Blizzard's way of supposedly what it is they're trying to stop people from selling gold and selling this, and this is how they are doing that, is by watching the economy, and people who have a lot of trades may get caught up in a ban, even though they're just doing it with their friends.
Who cares? Why are you banning people that pay money for your game? I'm sorry, you know me. I'm in team. You ban me from the game, you gonna be giving my damn money back. I can't play the game, I want my money back.
They should just have left. I understand there was regulation issues.
But they lacked a warning.
But, I mean, Diablo 3 was pretty cool in the beginning when it had the real money auction house where you could just sell your stuff.
You said that because you made money.
I made so much money. I paid for, the expansions, a bunch of WoW stuff, WoW expansions off of money I made off that auction house. Because I can give a shit less on whether or not I'm at the top of a chart. I would find some badass legendary, and I made $40 off of one legendary one time.
You're banned.
And
you're banned for even saying you ever did it.
Yeah. It was in their auction house, and I probably could have made more if I didn't want to quick sell it. But
now
I
have
was
to sign
just
an apology letter.
So I would find stuff. I would just throw it on there. I wouldn't care whether or not my character was better. I was all about selling the stuff, man.
It's fun to make money.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Well, my thing is this: it's a set amount that they're looking for, and it's amount of items. Here's my thing, and because this plays off of something that we weren't planning to talk about too much, but if you haven't noticed, they also turned off a bunch of freaking aspects without telling anybody either. So it's kind of, to me, it's like, if there's a way I can be banned. And according to us, literally reading some of the posts on a translated site, takes up to 6 days or more to get a reply to get back into the game. You better tell me, because if I feel like I've been banned without a proper notification, I'm about to cuss your mama out. I'm about to cuss your whole life out, because I'm serious. To me, that's like you took money out of my pocket.
Oh yeah.
I don't pay you to tell me I can't play the game. Now, if I broke your rules, it's fine. And you know what? There's probably something in all of those disclosures, but I still think this needed another warning. Like, while you're trading in gold, why doesn't it pop up and say, hey, look, you're trading too much gold. We're about to ban if you don't stop. But these people were not informed, and some of them were streamers. Mm-hmm. So imagine your livelihood. You're streaming Diablo, and all of a sudden, you got a week of downtime because you tried to be that. Because Xeno was going to give us some gold because he has already beat the game. He's are you up to the 70s yet, I think?
I'm in the 60s.
He's in the 60s. We're starting up. We got some people, man, that are way down around 12. And he was like, oh, maybe I should give him some gold. He could end up banned, and they would end up banned, and 1/3 of Dicejunkies can't play the dang game.
Yeah, now here's a funny thing. So I did go to the Diablo forums after this to see if I could find anybody in there posting. One guy was posting about being banned, and you know what the funny thing was is the response was, "How are you posting in here?" Is what one of the forum lead said, because he's like, if you're banned, you're not supposed to be able to be in the forums. It must not have synced up yet.
In other words, we thought we silenced you.
Yeah, they were like, you're supposed to go through the appeal process,
which takes up to like 6 days or more.
And so refused to answer anything. Just was you shouldn't ugly. Be here. You should go through the appeal process.
Yeah, it was ugly. They didn't like being snitched on and people knowing what they're doing. And see, that's why I'm annoyed, because my whole thing is, one, it's impossible to stop real world trade. You know how easy it is to get around that crap, dude? I mean, there's no way almost to tell. But having an oversensitive system that doesn't have a quick way to appeal the bans and doesn't warn you and just does it instantly, that's friggin' stupid. Now, this is a free game, free online game, that's different. But you don't sell a game and then deny people access without some kind of proper process to correct if you screwed up on accident.
There's a process.
Yes, and it takes 6 days.
Supposedly.
How mad would you be if you couldn't? Okay, supposedly takes 6 days. How supposedly mad would your supposed ass be if you supposedly couldn't play for 6 days?
Now, here's the thing. As a person who has played a lot of Blizzard games, I can tell you the appeal process is some dude behind a desk who is 99% of the time just going to go, nope, without any real investigation. So that's probably the bigger problem, is the appeal process has notoriously been janky and not really helped much.
I mean, they're lucky. If I'd have known that they did stuff like this, I wouldn't have bought the game. And I'm being 100% serious. Like, I'm already thinking this is my last Blizzard game because I just keep seeing crap I don't like. Because like I said, you were affected by the aspect where they just turned off aspects and didn't tell anybody. If you didn't know, you just didn't know. And you literally like, my damage is low, and then you find out they turned off one of your aspects, but there's nothing really letting you know. Isn't there no in-game entertainment? You have to look it up.
The other thing is, too, there wasn't in the game. I didn't see anywhere where it was posted.
Wasn't even grayed
directly
out or
linked to the game or in the game. The thing that sucked is I replaced the aspect with something else to so it wouldn't be a useless spot. But I had a max percentile aspect. I couldn't pull the aspect off because it would destroy my gear. So I just had to replace it and lose it.
Ooh, that hurts. Because not everybody's got spares like that. They don't have 5 copies of it. I mean, I'm like that now. I've got an aspect that I rolled a 94% out of 100% bonus on my Army of the Dead attack speed boost, and I'm scared. I'm looking at that thing and just going like, okay, I can't lose this roll.
The other messed up thing is they disabled the aspect working. They didn't disable the drop. So you can still get the gear with a worthless aspect until they fix it.
And you don't know. If you're not looking at the patch notes, you think it's working.
Not in the patch notes.
Oh, you're right. It was in a sub note. It's like a client. I think it was a client note. And I was just like, wow. So all I'm saying is I'm seeing a pattern of Blizzard going F your feelings. It seems to be a repeated pattern. And one guy made a complaint saying, man, I got to watch this game like a hawk because I'll be running around. Because here's the thing that just really messes up. I'll just be the last point on this.
Yeah.
There are hardcore players. And hardcore, you lose your character if you die. If you don't read the patch notes and you go log in with your hardcore character, like if you didn't read the patch notes on your barbarian and you're playing a whirlwind barbarian, you died. Am I right, Bloodaxe? You probably died. You probably went in like, I'm going to go do a dungeon.
Yeah.
And that was it. And it's just like, oh, God, because they freaking hit it so hard with that first patch. So you got to, if you're playing hardcore, I beseech you, every 3 to 4 hours, stop and read the patch notes, or they will kill you because you will not know that they have done something to your character.
Yeah. And yeah, like Flynn's talking about in our chat room, right now, because they scaled down the Paragon and all that stuff, people are starting to notice the higher level they get, the balance is not staying. It's losing balance. So the game's getting harder and harder and harder because you're not getting enough out of your aspects.
You can't stop leveling. You're going to keep leveling if you play.
Oh, no. I was hoping there was some way. I was hoping if I did not switch over to Tier 3, I could still grind and it would just cap me at 50. But it doesn't. And so I had to rush through the game so I could go ahead and get to the next difficulty level so I could get the better gear. Because if I didn't, the game was getting out of hand on
I'm facing that dude. I'm only in chapter 2 and I'm level 40.
Yeah.
And I'm up here going like, I need the sacred unique. I need the unique item.
Yeah.
I need the ring from a minion build, or I'm gonna have to switch to a dang bone spear build because my minion build can't get any better. I literally have no more aspects I can get for it in tier 2, but I'm nowhere near the end of the game. That's why I had you come in to help me, because I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat the game with this build, because like you said, the levels going up, the enemies are getting tougher, but the equipment available, I'm finding level 20-something and 30-something gear on a 40th level character. I'm not dumb. I'm going to hit this wall at some point where the difficulty is going to spike up.
Yeah.
And they hit Paragon for almost 60%, 66% debuff. I knew that was going to affect the end game. There's no way you can take 60% of the bonuses down and it not be felt.
Yeah.
And Diablo's notorious for his high level difficulty.
All right. So another thing with Diablo, this is more funny to me than anything else. This is comic relief. So Whoopi Goldberg is pissed off that Diablo 4 is not available on Mac. So basically, she's like, I paid for it. I was all excited for it. This really pissed me off. Well, for one, you paid for it. Why did you not look to see that it wasn't supported on Mac?
Like, so you went on your Mac and bought the PC version of the game? Is that what you said? You dumbass.
For two, there are 100 different ways to play PC games on Mac. As a matter of fact, if you do a search on Google, Diablo 4 and Mac, the top link is a program so that you can play Diablo 4 on Mac.
I just like the idea that she bought the game and didn't know. It's just like, just. But I mean, it isn't like, and I know this is so shocking. Whoopi Goldberg's not known for dumb shit. I mean, not at all.
Yeah. Diablo 4 Mac. How to run Diablo 4 on a Mac.
With links, videos. Click here to play Diablo 4 on your Mac, idiot. Oh, God dang. Okay, Bloodaxe, no. We do not call the black lady illiterate. God dang it, man. Okay, oh, you crackers.
Diablo 4 works on Mac. This is how. Diablo 4
I mean,
Mac.
she might be, but you don't say it.
Enrages. How to play Diablo 4 on Mac using Game Porting Toolkit. 5 ways to play Diablo 4 on Mac.
We played with somebody on a Mac last night. We played, didn't we? Didn't you say? No, he's doing Linux.
No, he plays Linux, but
still, like, it's playable. But I like the reaction for the last punch. It's like the guy who got. You got to read them. What dude said about it. I didn't expect to be getting yelled at by Whoopi, remember?
Oh.
That was my favorite part, is a reaction from the Rod Ferguson.
Yeah. I do not have Whoopi Goldberg yelling at me on Instagram on my Diablo 4 launch bingo card.
I love the idea of him being like, okay, of all the things, I did not think, like, I'd be gotten after by Whoopi Goldberg. I'm like, trust me, dude, nobody expected that. I'm like, really? All right.
Oh, anyway.
I think she's got bigger issues to deal with, honestly, from what I've seen.
Next in our games with issues.
You didn't let You know what? Bloodaxe said enough. He called her illiterate. We'll stop there. I don't know.
Yeah. He's been in the
Look
chat.
at him. He's over here in the chat.
He's been in the chat over there.
Oh, my God. I just saw what you typed. I will ban you from the chat if you don't stop. Do not repeat that out loud. You know what? You got to start watching that show if you want to know.
Oh,
God. YouTube. Y'all trying to kill me.
Hey, man.
Y'all are trying to kill me.
Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Library expansion pre-order listing goes up early. Price revealed. So basically, there's been a new trailer that's come out, and the price has been revealed for Cyberpunk.
They want too much.
Yeah, the expansion so is 29.99 pounds, or like some say $30 USD, some say 35.
I think it translates to 35, but maybe they won't. But of course, then they'd be screwing the. I don't know. That's gonna be interesting how they try to do that, because I know that like euros are worth a little bit more. So normally it would be over $30 if it's €29.99 euros. Give your opinion, because you know how I feel. I'm gonna get ugly about it.
Well, before we get too ugly about it, so the release trailer did reveal the date, which is 09/26/2023, and basically what the reveal trailer shows is this expansion is coming out right after the end of the game. So you probably don't want to, I don't know. I mean, it seems to me like it's a spoiler to watch this trailer if you haven't played the game or know what's going to happen.
I mean, it doesn't even work with half the endings of the game.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it triggers before you beat the game, because it doesn't work with the best ending or the worst
trigger
ending.
beforehand.
It should. I mean, given what its content is.
I said Phantom Library. Yeah, Phantom Liberty.
So
He's
this
closer.
would
You're closer to
probably this would probably work if you ride out with the Aldecados. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if because some of the other ones, you're right, it will make 0 sense.
Well, you have to still have Johnny Silverhands in your head, which several endings you don't, and you have to not be dead, which some of the endings you're dead. I understand it not working with the endings you're dead, but it doesn't work with the best ending of the game, and that's why I'm like, oh, wow, if you got the best ending, this is non-canon as heck.
Yeah.
It also takes all the punch out of that, because there was a reason you did what you did in the best ending. It was because you didn't have a cure. Remember?
Yeah. The only way it would make sense is if this took place before your decision on the roof with Rose.
And it doesn't work. And if the DLC, you can't fix your problem.
Yeah.
Now, y'all ready for my? No,
now the DLC is set. The DLC is set in a new area, so you'll get a whole new area. Idris Elba is apparently a new character in it.
Okay, I do like Idris Elba.
I mean, there's some cool things, but yeah, I get it. I'll let Bloodaxe. What do you think, man? You played Cyberpunk. I played Cyberpunk. I think Q's the only one who
hasn't finished it.
It.
That means it doesn't make it uncanon from non-canon by ending. So now what?
Well, this gives me a chance to replay it from the beginning and get the one ending I didn't get, because I didn't know there were certain choices you had to make. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, if you make certain choices in Johnny's best interests, and you can look them up on the internet, that you get a special ending where you take nobody with you, and it's basically balls to the wall. And that's the one I did not get a chance to do. But actually, I will probably get the DLC, because I enjoy playing Cyberpunk. I didn't have the issues that you guys had on PC, because I play on Xbox. And I enjoy playing Cyberpunk. Actually, when I borrowed my son's, I went and bought a copy just so I could play the DLC. So I probably will go ahead and get it when it comes out in September and give it a run. And I'll let you guys know what I think about it before you drop $35 on the DLC itself.
And a quick comment, I found out what happened to you, man. Turns out there's a dialogue in there that if you get one single answer not perfectly right, it locks you out the ending. Because you said you did the rest of it, so that's probably what it is that dialogue. You probably just made one slightly wrong comment. It apparently completely locks you out.
Yeah. I will say, I completed the game. I enjoyed it. I just don't. That's a lot of money for an expansion. That's my biggest issue with it. Is it does seem a bit pricey with the expansion, especially because the expansion's coming out 2 years later, or maybe more. I can't even remember now.
Like is it even $35 for Cyberpunk right now?
I mean, it's been a long time, and on top of that, I've got other things to do now. It's coming out at a time, like, I feel like around September, I mean, we'll have Starfall Starfield.
I know you call it Starfall. I know you call it Star.
I'm getting all kinds of names wrong. We're getting Starfield, so I'll probably just wait till the expansion goes on sale, and then I may pick it back up. We'll see.
Now, there's one thing about this I have a problem. For my old school gamers, you know why? They did this in Outriders, and we complained about it in Outriders. I don't like it when the game's real ending is in DLC. And from this trailer, it really feels like this is the real ending because it actually has you finally is literally you trying to fix your problem. For those that don't know the story, you were basically have a terminal condition. I won't say all the details. And in the game, you never resolve it. This DLC is specifically you trying to resolve that, which was your whole damn goal of the game. Like, your main goal of the game was to stop yourself from dying. And if the DLC is you resolving that, then what they did is this is part 2 of the first game. This is the ending you should have got, and you did it. If you don't buy this DLC, you didn't really beat the game. And I don't like that, especially for $30+ Don't do that. So it's left me with a sour taste. Because now I don't want to complete the game because I know because if I don't plan to get the DLC, my ending's not legit. So I think that's cheap to do that, especially to charge more than half, I think, of what the original game even cost. Yeah. Wasn't the original game like $40 or $50 only?
Like $60.
It was
sure.
It was 60, $70, depending on where you got it.
It wasn't 70. I'm almost sure it wasn't 70. But
it was a full price game.
That's still half the price of the original game. And like you said, this game is several years old, man. You shouldn't be charging $35 because check it out. For $15 more, you can play Remnant 2, which is co-op, Lovecraftian shooter, sci-fi, fantasy, horror. Me and Bloodaxe are already eyeballing it. We're looking at it because, we played Remnant 1. And didn't we talk about that, Bloodaxe? We were looking at Remnant 2. Remnant 2, $49.
It will almost be 3 years old because it came out December 10th, 2020, and now it's 2023, and we're getting it in September. So it'll be like 3 months shy of being a 3-year-old game when we get this expansion.
And I said, $15 more, you can get yourself a new game. That's all I'm saying. And you know what? If you got Cyberpunk on PC especially, you can go get yourself a mod with some more content. I say don't spend 35 or 30 euros on it. No. I say don't spend it. Wait for it to go on sale because this game is, like he said, 3 years old. That's a ridiculous price for old-ass DLC. Usually after 3 years, they're selling a Game of the Year pack that has 3 or 4 DLCs on it for that price. Am I wrong? Usually you spend $35 for your old game, you get the pre-order, 2-3 DLCs, a fancy skin. Here, $35, you're getting a DLC for an older game that honestly had a lot of issues when it came out, and I don't know if they've all been fixed. Because that's my question is, there was a lot of promises they still haven't fulfilled. They promised a lot of extra content I never saw. So
yeah. Now, here at Kotaku says that they've been playing it, and they're calling it a side story or a
that implies it's not that long.
Says for a long time I agree. This is talking about how bad it was. Now that I've had the chance to experience some of the changes CD Projekt Red has implemented alongside its spy thriller story, starring Idris Elba, it feels like parts of Phantom Library Liberty. Why do I keep saying library? Aren't just expanding upon Cyberpunk 2077. They're gutting it and creating something new in the empty space. So it does sound like this may not necessarily take place after the ending, but somewhere in the middle. But it would change the ending if
you could resolve your problem.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then that means it doesn't have any real story relevance.
Yeah.
Sadly, that means that would be, if you can't resolve your problem, that means you paid $35 to fail and not change the story. Because I will say this.
Solve the problem, half the endings are irrelevant.
Yeah, but if it doesn't, then why'd you pay $35 for a game that's freaking 3 years old for DLC that doesn't do shit?
I don't know. We'll see.
See the problem?
I'll drop the cash. And
do you see the conundrum, though? That's the conundrum. Yeah. It either alters the story so that at least you did buy something that mattered, or it ends up not mattering at all and you spent way too much money on a little I mean, if you're going to have something that's not going to make a difference, you charge $10, $15 for it. Because if I can't cure myself in this DLC, I'm going to be really pissed. Don't lie, Bloodaxe. You know you're going to be mad if you spend $35 and you end up with the same dang story you had before that, except you got to hang out with Idris Elba. Hey, he's a cool dude. He's not $35 cool. Not $35 to hang out with digital Idris Elba.
If it's the Idris Elba from Prometheus, it'll be worth $35. I really loved him in that film.
I doubt it's that Idris Elba.
I doubt it is too.
Like, I like Keanu Reeves. I did not like Johnny Silverhands, man. Yeah, I didn't actually like him that much. I kind of thought he was a jackass, and I didn't really like the character.
He had his moments, but for a lot of it, he was an asshole. And a lot of the things that I had to do for him, I wouldn't have normally made those choices on my own. But you're right. It was cool having Keanu Reeves, but the character, it's kind of like the movie The Watcher. I don't know if you've ever seen that with Keanu Reeves. Doesn't fit him. It's not his style, and I don't think this was his style. But they just wanted Keanu Reeves in their game to sell more copies.
Yeah, and that's my thing. It's like for example, looking at that, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna have to kill Idris Elba, man, from the trailer. Like, he looks like you may end up on the wrong side of it. I don't want to shoot Idris Elba. I don't want to pay $35 to have to shoot Idris Elba, man. That sucks. I can get a mod for that for free. But I like Idris Elba. So that's why I'm like, eh. But I think it's too much money. I think we all can agree that $35 or 30 euros seems too high.
Depends on the size and the amount of content, but if it's a side mission, I would agree.
Because we got a better place we could put $30. We could go find something.
From reading this article, so apparently it fixes a lot of things as far as how the system works. It revamped the skill tree to make the skills tree feel more like the builds are better. And
so you do need to start over. Okay.
I should not have to pay to fix your game.
But yeah, it does seem like you are paying to fix the game or to make the game closer to what was originally supposed to be delivered.
So they're selling you the game they actually promised again.
And that's what it sounds like a lot of this is doing. So it's a whole new zone. Says this was only one of the builds the demo offered, but a curious glance of Phantom updated skill trees was enough to send my mind racing to new possibilities.
Well, also, this also answers the question, though. With all those changes, that literally means this is no good to you if you beat the game.
Says the cops are properly interacting. They'll, depending on how much crime, they advance on how aggressive they are, all the way up to T-boning your car to stop you.
Wait a minute, that's all the stuff they promised.
Yeah.
Oh! No, I just realized that's all the stuff they promised they were going to put in automatically. You have to buy. Oh, you son of a.
There are new quest types that are meant to be infinitely replayable, which gives you more of a reason to boot up the game after you're done.
No, you want to start over if they change it that much. You're going to want to experience this from the beginning of what it sounds. If it changed the whole system, you don't want to be at the end of the system. You're not going to feel the changes. But no, dude, that is stunning to me. Bloodaxe, you're 100% correct. Dude, I mean, I don't know how to say it better than that. This is stuff they promised you, but now they're saying you're going to pay us for it. You can buy the game's fixed version. What have I been saying all this time? Have I not been saying the reason I hadn't finished Cyberpunk is because they promised all these fixes, and I wanted to experience it from near the beginning of the game? Didn't I say that? And that's why I didn't play it, because I was like, well, they keep saying they're going to do this cool stuff. And I know that you're going to experience it more if you haven't beat the damn game yet.
This sounds like they may be doing similar to what, like, I think Borderlands did, where this is a completely, like, you will load your character into Phantom Liberty. From what I'm reading here, that's what it sounds like. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't like disconnected content.
It's a disconnect.
Like that.
Yeah, it sounds like it's disconnected content because they say not all the content may be available. They say most of the content will be available in the main game.
But not all.
But some things, such as a certain skill tree, which is related to this story, will not be in the main game.
I don't mind it.
So that seems like it's doing it as a separate story. So you're just taking your character and you're similar to, I think,
which means it's not even really canon. It's a literal what if side story.
Well, it's a whole new zone and new.
it has its own skills, dude. It's a whole new thing. It's not even connected to the main
Well,
story.
I mean, I'll make a guess here. We had that faded out zone in the main game that had to do with the thing in the head. Probably you unlock that in this side story, so you get a new set of skills.
Why is there a new skill tree I can't use outside of Phantom Liberty, though? When I beat Phantom Liberty, I should be able to go back to the main game and use the skills because I got them.
So,
kiss my ass. I don't want this crap. I'm mad now. You know what? Somebody will mod it. I can't say that. Let's just say I'm gonna play Phantom Liberty. You know what I'm saying? I bet you I will play it. I'll play it. And I'm gonna have my skill tree in the main game. Nexus mod for life, baby.
But yeah, so anyway, I mean, could be interesting. Now, this was actually talked about at the new Xbox showcase that just came out recently.
I mean, the trailer looks good. Let's say that. Trailer looks good, though. There's not gameplay. The graphics are awesome. Yeah. Idris Elba looked awesome. It looks good. It looks way better than the trailer we're about to go over.
So, yeah, we'll talk more about the Xbox Showcase here in a bit. We've got two more things real quick. First up is Star Wars Outlaws. This comes from Bloodaxe. Bloodaxe is our Star Wars guy. I'm going to hand it over here because, I don't know.
I have
because you don't do Star Wars?
The boss said I might not be allowed to say them.
Yeah, this popped up in my feed this morning, and when we got on, we were doing our pre-show. They had no idea that it even come out. I think this is probably an attempt for someone who was a fan of the old 1313 game before Disney acquired Lucasfilm to try to piggyback off of that interest. It looks interesting, but some of the tropes that we saw early on and we discussed are definitely rearing their ugly heads in this game. I
will say the protagonist does not seem to fit, though. If you look at the universe in a whole, like the outfit they gave her, I don't know, man. It doesn't come off as fitting in that universe if you look at everybody else around.
So is her Grogu. Get a shot at
I just want to make that comment because the picture came up and she seems out of place. But anyway, Bloodaxe,
$39.99 for a stuffed little whatever that is.
Yeah, well, her little sidekick is definitely trying to take the place of Grogu, but she's an outlaw, clearly by the name of the title, who's quote unquote trying to clear her name. But that's kind of the thing in Star Wars. You can never really, truly clear your name in any kind of shape, fashion, or form. This is one of those games that I'm really not super stoked about. It is coming from, I think Bethesda's the one that's making it, if I remember correctly.
Oh, God. They followed Redfall with this?
Ubisoft, right? Or, let's see.
Is Ubisoft? Okay.
Tell me they didn't.
I saw it hours ago, and I couldn't remember the studio.
On my phone.
But
yeah, Ubisoft.
Oh, thank God! I was going to say, please, Bethesda.
If you're going to do a underworld game, do something better than this. Is what I would say, because I'm really not interested in an outlaw trying to basically get off the radar of other outlaws. If I'm going to be a villain, a bounty hunter, I want to be a bounty hunter. I don't want to try to play the redeemed villain story arc. And furthermore, trying to be PC and not say anything too offensive, but I don't have a vested interest in the main character. Does not interest me at all. And that's sad coming from the one person in this group that actually has no problems playing Darksiders 3.
Yeah.
And playing Samus. So
you're a huge Samus fan. Yeah.
I know.
You're a big
I have no
Yeah,
problem with
exactly.
playing. Hold on. No, don't say. I don't have a problem with playing female protagonists. I just don't believe that in this time and age, when you're talking about an open world game or it's sort of pointless to lock in a gender. I like character creation. At this point, character creation should be an easy thing for studios to do. There's no reason to necessarily. I know Star Wars is big on telling a story, but I mean we've seen Star Wars allow character creation before, now, Darksiders 3, I had no problem with that. For one, it wasn't even human. It's not like I can get into, a real... I get deep into the characters I create. Now, if it's a non-human character, it doesn't really bother me as much because I can't really get into a non-human character anyway.
Okay.
So gender isn't really a big issue. But when you're doing a human character, why not allow customization? That's my big thing. I like customization of my character, and the only reason you don't allow customization is because you want to do some weird story like with these. And this is probably going to be a little controversial, and you sort of mentioned it earlier. It seems like the only reason a lot of these games lock you into a female character nowadays is because they're trying to do that female arc of I'm fighting the patriarchy, and that's not something I can play. I don't know about fighting the patriarchy. I am the patriarchy.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to have devil's advocate. Actually, I don't think this game is a character. Reason why is you do build franchises off of a recognizable main character, a Kratos and all of that, if that's what they're trying to do. But I'm going to do a little quiz here.
Hold on. Counter on that, though, real quick. Mass Effect, Shepard. Shepard can be male or woman, still built a franchise off of that character.
That is true. But Star Wars has been known to try to make their iconic character. I'm trying to be nice. I said devil's advocate. The devil's a lie. So I'm trying. So you know what I'm saying? So like I didn't say I was being real.
You can't say that you have to lock in.
But you can't. But I understand both. Here's the problem. Here's a little quiz, kiddies. Tell me which game this line's from. All my life I've been held back. The first friggin' line of this character is all my life I've been held back, but now I'm fighting back. And as we're going through this, they pan to evil white man staring out of a window. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude, can I have a Star Wars story that's about Star Wars? Like, you know what?
Well,
to me, it almost, no, you got you. I'll try to be quick. To me, it almost feels like they think that's the only story a woman can even have, is I've been oppressed by men. There are plenty of women who have overcome that and are competent, doing well. Not every woman is living under a man's thumb, because not every woman is weak enough to be living under a man's thumb. I personally know a lot of women who are bosses running matriarchies. Why is that the constant story? I've been held back all my life. First of all, no, you ain't. She's a damn outlaw. You a dang criminal. You ain't been held back. This Forspoken did that crap. Oh, I've been oppressed. You're a thief. The first thing she does is steal an apple when she gets a new world, when she don't have to do that anymore. You're a damn thief. Ain't nobody holding you back if you're a criminal. She's hanging out.
There's not enough in that world to hold you back.
Yeah, that's in your world. But in this one, she's in a den of scum and villainy, and clearly is cheating at cards. Like, the first thing you see is she's cheating at Pazak. Oh, but she's being held back. Could you at least give me a moral character that's being held back so I can root for him? That's all I'm saying. How about you give me a hardworking, honest woman who got cheated out of something, not a thief and liar and manipulator that I'm supposed to feel bad for? That's all I'm saying. It's really hard, like you said, to get into the story where you're saying I'm fighting the patriarchy, but you're a freaking criminal.
Yeah, which they did not go out and directly say. I mean, it felt that way. But anyway, and that does seem to be the trope that usually when they force a female character, and it's poor story writing, to be honest.
Yeah. You know what Samus isn't doing? Samus is fighting space pirates.
Yeah.
Right, brother? Samus fighting Parasite Eve. Eve was fighting, Ayana was fighting monsters.
But I mean, here's the thing, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next one, which is we got a new Liza P trailer, and I would have been okay, dude, if Pinocchio could be either gender, because you know what, Pinocchio is neither gender.
So he's a Ken doll, so it don't matter.
So I mean,
he should be. I hope Geppetto didn't go for anatomical correctness.
So when you did Liza P, it's also nothing like Pinocchio. It's complete. It's complete.
Actually, one of the pre-order skins is a Pinocchio skin, though. Did you see it?
Yeah,
I saw it. They had the old Pinocchio little.
But I mean, honestly, you could have allowed this character to have a choice of just male female design.
Dude, he's androgynous anyway.
He is
He's
androgynous.
pretty androgynous, and I'm fine with that. I kind of think that's
androgynous.
cool.
But my thing is if you wanted to go that route, you could have, and I wouldn't have cared. I actually, like I said, I prefer a choice. I always prefer a choice. Once again, how hard would it have been? Because it's so androgynous, you probably wouldn't even have to have changed the model that much.
But I'm also okay with them trying to start a recognizable character for the franchise. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he didn't start the game with, all my life, I've been held back. I'm tired of hearing this. Wasn't that the first line of the Little Mermaid remake?
And honestly, if anybody can start the game with that line, it might be Pinocchio.
Might be the Pinocchio who's in a room shut down.
I thought you were referencing Gears of War 5 for a second there.
What, Kate saying, all my life? Did Kate say that too? All my life, I've been held back. I mean, all I'm saying is that it's like, tell me a new story.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because none of those stories have been good so far.
But Liza P, September 19th, 2023, man.
Yeah, no, it looks great. Yeah. And by the way, you can play a demo, at least on Xbox, I know right now, for free. Yeah. It gives you the first 2 whole chapters, which is pretty good for a demo to get 2 chapters. I've been trying to consider downloading it. Problem is, man, this Diablo be pulling on you. And I'm just like, but my Necro. So like finding the time, and then Horizon has a new beta version of the patch, so I got that Fallout 4 downloaded again. So I got and then we got Back 4 Blood, had a sale for $8 on the DLC, and one of our friends likes to play that. So we got so many games in a rotation. And then Remnant comes out next month. Remnant 2.
Yeah.
And I want to play a co-op campaign with my boy also that's a shooter. Because that's more of my style. I won't lie. Remnant 2 is more of my play style than Diablo, but Diablo has necromancy, and it does have some pretty decent necromancy.
I will say, now, we're running short on time, so I want to go ahead and get to the Xbox Game Showcase. Tongue-tied. Now, Starfield was one of the big things they talked about. They actually gave a lot of information on Starfield on this one, and
this is why we waited on this. This is fun.
Yeah. I will say.
What was the first thing I said when you started this trailer?
This popped up when we went to Starfield, and I immediately, he looked over, he's like, oh, No Man's Sky. And I was like, it looks so much like No Man's Sky.
And the more we watched, the more I said, are you sure this isn't No Man's Sky?
I mean, even from some of the way the creatures and the terrain looks, it's very similar. But it is higher graphics.
True. It looks better.
It looks a lot better. Then they pull out the scanning the flora, and I was like, oh God.
And what did I say after that?
They stole that from No Man's Sky.
He scans a rock, and what did I say?
And then he was like, well, let's if he pulls out a laser mining and sure enough, bam, pulled out a laser mining tool.
And we both did this. We both went, oh, this is No Man's Sky. This is No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Now, they did mix in some Fallout with that No Man's Sky, so you Fallout. Do have some.
Remember when you get the rocket pack on your armor, man? You can fly around, man.
Well, you can do that in No Man's Sky.
So we were calling this No Man's Starfield.
There's also a blaster in No Man's Sky, but there isn't a bunch of humans you're running around and fighting, and you're not like looting so much stuff either. So this is where the RPG element comes in. But I will say it is scarily how close this looked to No Man's Sky.
There's no way Zero Punctuation is going to review this and call this No Man's Starfield. He is going to. I beat him to it. Ha ha! Gotcha, Yahtzee. I said it first. No Man's Starfield.
But I will say, I mean, it's a game I'm looking forward to. But I'm.
Oh no! And then it suddenly switches to like Space Marines. I had Bloodaxe check. I said, Bloodaxe, you're the Space Marine guy. I said, is that a Wayland Yutani ship? And he's like, it looks like that mixed with Event Horizon. And I'm like, yeah. Because we played Space Marines, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the drop ship we use to go down to the surface to fight the aliens.
Looks more like the Nostromo than the Sulaco, but yeah, it definitely looks like it's something come out of Whaley Utani Industries for sure.
I mean, really. I was like, just the palette scheme. I'm just going like, okay. Now it makes me wonder if we keep watching whether. Wait a minute, go back. Hold on. Show me forehead guy. That kind of even looks like the friggin' dude. Can you get it to stop on the forehead guy you were highlighting? No, the other way.
I'm trying. Give me a second. There we go.
My tech sucks. My technician.
Oh, whatever, man. You try to stop on a flash of a scene. There we go.
That kind of almost looks like a bad in-game version of the android, the robot. You know the one I'm talking about, right? Bloodaxe.
Talking about Ash? Or are you talking about Bishop?
Bishop. That looks a little bit like Bishop to me, man. If he pulls out a knife and does the finger thing, I'm just going to be like, man.
Oh, there's Cyberpunk.
Look, I'm glad Bethesda took some inspiration. I want to see a character sheet, though, man. You know me. I'm all about the stats.
Yeah.
That dude's for Outer Worlds, isn't he? Just going down. Oh, no, there's Bishop. We found Bishop. That's no, look, that's not blood. That's oil. That is Bishop. We found Bishop. Wait a minute, was that? Okay, I thought I saw Master Chief for a minute. I'd be like, wait a minute, is Master Chief? ODST, baby. That's ODST. There we go. Oh, man, I'm just having fun with this. Okay, now that dude's from Star Wars. I'm almost sure that's the second Star Wars game. That's the dude that helps you. Bethesda gonna ban us.
There's some Mass Effect elements in here too, man. I'm just
saying,
yeah,
there was some scenes that look Mass Effect-y. Oh, man.
Okay,
that looks Mass Effect-y. Hey, how you doing?
Oh, man.
The question is that if I make a female character, will the game dialogue start with, all my life I've been... I am not letting that go. Y'all gonna hear that for a while. All my life I've been held back. Ooh, wow, that's a face. That looked like something off of a Kojima game there. In fact, that kind of looks like Kojima. There we go. We saw Kojima.
There's that Bethesda face.
Ooh, yeah. Hey, what's up, bro? Kid stuff. I do like the character creation screen with the background. That looks fun, man. You know, that does look really fun. Bethesda face, baby. Yeah. Well, hello, though.
Oh, man. They give it a lot on this. Like, we didn't have really a lot of time to review a lot of this because this just happened recently. But, yeah, no. Looking forward to Starfield, man. It's going to be interesting.
Yes. T-pose.
You know.
When you're not T-posing, you're way to space. Oh, man. No. I think it looks great. And I am definitely okay. There's more Like of the Dragon coming. But I am looking forward to Starfield. I would still love to see an actual character sheet. But I will say that it looks very promising. And honestly, you know what I want? I want Fallout in space with Starfield because I've heard good things about the last version of Starfield. So if that's what it is, then I'll probably have a good time.
I'll enjoy more like a Dragon, man. I like
you like that first game,
That was really good. So I wish we had more time to talk about some of this. Of course, there's the cyberpunk stuff, but I mean, we've got some interesting things coming up, man.
They need it, dude.
Now, Avowed is one that I'm really interested in. And I can't wait to be able to hear more about Avowed, which is Obsidian's new RPG.
I still have a good feeling about Obsidian. They usually do really good. Like, didn't they do Grounded? Then when they were didn't Obsidian do our Grounded?
They did.
I thought Grounded had a really good ending. I actually enjoyed Grounded's finale. So they have once again reestablished some of my faith after that debacle with Outer Worlds. Like, they have revived some of my faith. So I'm curious. Plus, I mean, first person. Ooh, magic. Oh, God, I love first person magic. Okay, sorry, I started salivating. I love first person magic, dude. That is just a good feeling. And it doesn't look like a weird Call of Duty hybrid like that other game. Like, it looks like genuine magic. But the question is, necromancy? Question mark. Or not? Summoning
Probably
at least?
not.
Okay, summoning. I'll take summoning. Come on, man. Flynn's with me on that. We like our summoning. You know,
like
we
magic
like
weapons.
Ooh, yeah. There you go. Whoa, what the? Okay, do the double-headed. Ooh, I like that bear.
But yeah, it looks good, dude.
Combat looks good too, man. Oh yeah.
Shield bash. You got some undead in there.
They need to be my undead. I want the skellies. They look so nice. Oh, skeletons aren't evil. Skeletons don't kill people. Necromancers with skeletons kill people.
We've got a way to go. Coming 2024, with the way these extensions happen, it'll be 2025.
Okay, don't say that. 2024 doesn't bother me because we got a lot of games this year lined up. We really do.
Also, first look at the new Fable. The trailer featured a tongue-in-cheek interview with a guy who simply wants to grow his vegetables, which that falls in line.
His cabbages.
Didn't show off any gameplay though, which is honestly, I mean, it's not really a trailer to me if it doesn't show off any gameplay. It's just more empty promises. We need gameplay.
How many trailers have we seen where none of that's in the game? Yeah. That happens so often that trailers don't do it for me.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Give credit to Avowed. That Avowed looked like a lot of gameplay.
Yeah.
At least it was showing a lot of what looked to be actual in-game instead of a bunch of cutscenes. But I'm glad it's 2024. I know that's weird for me, but, dude, I've got a full roster for 2023. I mean, with Starfield and other games coming out, I imagine that it will be December before I've slowed down on all the crap we got on a bucket list. Because, like I said, we're going to go back and play Back 4 Blood. We got, like I said, other games.
Flynn in the chat room says, I don't trust Fable. No, I'm with you, dude. I'm really worried about Fable. Look, there's been a lot of rumors there. And with the company that's doing it, known mostly for racing games, it's sort of out of their wheelhouse. So
Fable 1 was
I'm
so
worried.
good.
I'm worried about Fable. But
I loved Fable 1, but it did go down every game.
I have hope, man. I have hope.
That music, too, I hear people use it on videos. That music's so iconic, man. The Bowerstone and other music. Fable 1 was incredible. It's too bad Fable 2 and 3 had nothing to do with that. They just got further away from that concept.
But anyway, we may go over more about the Xbox Showcase next week because there's still a lot that we haven't been able to filter through. But really interesting. Looking forward to it. So started off with a bit of a downer. Pretty exciting ending, though. There's a lot of stuff here.
Avowed looks great. Starfield looks great. They're working on more Fable. There was a Clockwork game in there that I've seen a little bit about, but it didn't really wet my whistle. But it's a Clockwork RPG. Oh, that looks good. And, hey, if you feel like you've been held back all your life, there's Star Wars Outlaw coming out. And you can or stop being held back.
We'll let Bloodaxe play that one.
I like Bloodaxe. Why would you do that to...
I'm messing with him because I was giving him an opportunity to jump in the conversation there.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But he was too busy shaking his head and having that
suffering
face. All right, we'll end the show there. We're not gonna. What?
But wait, isn't there a deal with Ubisoft? It might come out on Game Pass. Star Wars Outlaw might at least come out on Game Pass, so you don't have to pay for it.
There's a Ubisoft deal, yeah.
Yeah, so it may. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Well, I've been waiting for Jedi Survivor to come out, but it hasn't come out on Game Pass yet, even though the Fallen Order is. And that's the one that I would be interested in playing, but I'm paying $80 for it. So,
it's got to cool a little bit. They're going to try to make their money first. I don't mind that. I say that you should at least let a game be out for at least 3 months, if not 6 months, before it goes to Game Pass, if it has a promising chance to sell. As long as some games come out first day, not everyone has to. Now, it does need to eventually come out. I do want to see it. Well, it will. Everything else has. But I bet you at the 6-month mark, they'll probably be ready to put it on there.
Well, I mean, it is an EA property, and there's a lot of EA games that are on Game Pass. So
give them 6 months. I don't think they'll take a whole year. I think 6 months will be about it.
I will say I am looking. I am curious about this one here, man.
Like a drag, dude. You played that game so much.
Yeah.
You drop kicked the tiger.
All right, so apparently he's just naked on a beach.
How did he end up naked on a beach? How did he just realize he was naked at that point?
Yeah, so that's the trailer. The trailer is him naked on a beach. That falls in line with Like a Dragon.
That's in character.
Yeah.
Well, he's been held back all
All right, let's stop there, guys. We're well over time. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com where you find out where we're all online: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. And